Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me. And our beautiful day today, it is September 1st, 2024. Wow, time flies. September 1st. Incredible, incredible, incredible. And we are one day before the new moon on the cusp of incredible change and transformative energy. And right now, we're under that incredible moon in Leo energy, this bright, vibrant, confident energy, this fun and playful, exuberant, joyful energy, beautiful energy under the moon. And as always, for this next coming month, we have the sun in Virgo, which is that energy of preparing for the harvest, of doing the work necessary to get through the changing of the seasons, to get through the darkest parts of the winter. It's that deep, analytical, profound organizer, right? That energy of being able to retreat into the self and truly learn and understand and go to the depths, right? To do this profound work that is necessary to build both the self and one's surrounding, to manifest the tower. And when I was meditating this morning and thinking on the cards, I drew the Hermit, profound, profound energy. And the Hermit is that sign of Virgo, right? And we are under the sun in Virgo. So we are exalted in this energy at the moment, this energy of going into the depths of the self and really shining a light and exploring and getting to know oneself, to understand and to reflect, to go to those places that we're afraid of, and to really reflect on who we are and who we wish to be, right? To imagine ourselves into the future and to project who we are going to become. So I wanted to read for you guys a really fun poem by one of the great romantic poets, William Wordsworth. It's called Inscriptions, Supposed to be Found in and Near Hermit's Cell, 1818. Hast thou seen with flash incessant bubbles gliding under ice, bodied, forth, and effervescent, no one knows by what device? Such are thoughts, a wind-swept meadow, mimicking a troubled sea. Such is life, and a death, a shadow, from the rock, eternity. Wow. When you think upon it, you recognize how small you are, how incredibly large the universe is, right? And the profundity of that flow in that ever expanding, ever growing universe. It's mind blowing, right? To go into the self and see reflected the stars, right? It's the same energy. Beautiful. Okay. We're now going to begin with our Ganapati oracle. Ganapati is that divine child, the guardian of the threshold, Lord of the beginnings, master of the Ganas, the spirits. And we're going to ask Lord Ganesha Ganapati to inspire us and to send us a message and to ensure that our words get heard by those who need to hear them. So Lord Ganapati, what is the message this evening? And the message is joy. Beautiful, beautiful energy for the moon in Leo. Wow. Embrace the joy, embrace that feeling of hope. Bask in the present and in the beauty around you. Be hopeful, be exuberant, experience love and be in love. Wow. What beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. Before I go forward, I'm just going to take a second and give a shout out to everyone here in the chat. So, Cult Corner, great to see you. Good evening, Nikosmas. Good evening, Isaac. Much love, Gandhi. Much love, Kari. Always good to see you. Much love, Little Purple. Love seeing you. Amazing. And Creatrix, great to see you. Much love. D-Love. I will send you some inspiration, hopefully. Let's see what we got. Well, the muses, actually. The muses will send you some inspiration, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to start our sorties today with Rabelais, Gargantua, and Pantagruel. And for those of you unaware, the Sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature, where we invoke those divine muses, the goddesses of inspiration, and we ask them to send us a message. And we read it through the text, and we use our intuition and our interpretation and our reason to understand it. So, muses, what is the message from Rabelais? Inspire us this evening. Think what you like about them, but they gave us some hunks of their bread and we drank from their barrels. It was good cheer. Then they gave us heartfelt advice. If we wanted to rise in the courts of great noblemen, to be as economical as possible with the truth of truth. Think what you like about them, but they gave us hunks of their bread and we drank from their barrels. It was good cheer. Is that not joy? Did we not just see joy on full display here? Is that not beautiful synchronicity? And it's this act of sharing what you like about them, but they gave us hunks of their bread and we drank from their barrels. It was good cheer. And then they gave us good advice. What makes for good companionship? The sharing of good food and drink, and the giving of heartfelt advice, the sharing of wisdom. Beautiful, right? Love it. Great message. Let's continue. All right. Goethe, Faust. Muses, what is the message from Goethe? Inspire us this evening. I wish I brought you news of better cheer. I only hope I shan't be to blame. Your husband's dead. I greet you in his name. Oh, wow. Well, our good cheer has run out, it seems. I wish I brought you news of better cheer. I only hope I shan't be held to blame. Your husband's dead. I greet you in his name. Wow. What intense message. Part of the message here is, right, don't shoot the messenger. Don't blame the messenger, even when it's the worst of news. And also to recognize the inversion of cheer. With all good things come endings. With every beginning is some other beginning's end, right? What is that band? Oh, gosh. Boccaccio, the Decameron. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Boccaccio? Inspire us this evening. But enough of this story. 'Tis time for me to cut it short and return to those for whose instruction 'tis told. But enough of this story. 'Tis time for me to cut it short and return to those for whose instruction 'tis told. Wow. Sometimes you need to cut the story short, right? You need to instead return to your roots and what you need to do, for who you need to teach and instruct, right? Back to your foundation. Interesting. All right, let's continue. We are now going to go to another Faust, Marlowe's Dr. Faust. All right, muses. What is the message from Christopher Marlowe? Inspire us. Alexander the Great, the Greek Napoleon, his paramour. Marlowe probably means Roxanne, whom Alexander married after his conquest of Darius. Interesting. Wow. Alexander the great expounder of Hellenism, right? Builder of empires. The Alexandrine romance is quite the story. All right, let's continue. Lord Byron. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Lord Byron? Inspire us. There was no want of lofty mirrors, and the tables most of ebony inlaid with mother of pearl or ivory stood at hand, or were of tortoiseshell or rare woods made, fretted with gold or silver. By command, the greater part of these were ready spread, with viands and sherbets and ice and wine, kept for all comers at all hours to dine. Oh, wow, this is interesting. First off, there was no want of lofty mirrors. Mirrors everywhere surrounding them in this room. And the tables, most of ebony inlaid with mother of pearl or ivory. So black tables, black deep wood tables inlaid with white pearl or ivory. Or were tortoiseshell or rare woods made, fretted with gold or by silver. By command, the greater part of these were ready spread with viands and sherbets and ice and wine, kept for all comers at all hours to dine. So there were rare meats, sherbet, iced fruit, right, and wine, kept at all hours for all comers to come and dine. The great feasting. And it's interesting. This is passage 69, right? Pisces energy. Beautiful. All right, let's continue. Watch fiends and rack screams. Antonin Artaud. What is the message from Antonin Artaud? Muses, guide my hand. Which means that the human face has not yet found its face, and that it's up to the painter to give it one. Which means that the human face has not yet found its face, and that it's up to the painter to give it one. Wow. We are defined by the perception of others. We are created in the mind's eye and in the art. Wow. That human face takes life in the painting. Beautiful. All right. We're going to go to my dear friend Graham's book, The Shape of My Will. All right. Muses, what is the message from Graham? Inspire us. The machine yells until it is hoarse and wheezing. The machine yells until it is hoarse and wheezing. Now that I hear about this yelling till you're hoarse and wheezing, I've been doing all this study and research into Hecate. I cannot stop thinking about the Brimo, right? The wailing or the Maenad cry, the Iwa, which they would cry until hoarse and wailing, and they could scream no longer. Interesting. All right. Let's go to Don Juan in Hell by Bernard Shaw. All right, Muses, what is the message from Bernard Shaw? Inspire us this evening. In short, my daughter, if you go to heaven without being naturally qualified for it, you will not enjoy yourself there. In short, my daughter, if you go to heaven without being naturally qualified for it, you will not enjoy yourself there. You are where you're meant to be. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Pardon me. All right. Let us continue. Euripides, 10 plays. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Euripides? Inspire us. But what was her reason for killing her husband? Let mother's affairs be. It is not seemingly for you to hear. Wow. But what was her reason for killing her husband? Let mother's affairs be. It is not seemingly for you to hear. This is from the Oresteia, right? This is dialogue between Iphigenia and Orestes. And we know that this story, Orestes, is obligated by duty to kill his mother, he believes. He has not even given thought to why she killed Agamemnon. For what reason? The reason is beyond him, but that's the first thing that Iphigenia wonders. But what was her reason for killing her husband? Interesting. And then he just dismisses her. Let mother's affairs be. It's not seemingly for you to hear. Wow. Wild. Okay, let's continue. We're going to go to Edgar Allan Poe. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Edgar Allan Poe? Inspire us this evening. There appeared to be no furniture in any part of the building except in the fourth story. There appeared to be no furniture in any part of the building except in the fourth story. That's wild and interesting to me because I immediately think of the tarot and I think of the Four of Discs, power, foundation, that family. Where would you find the furniture but not in the Four of Discs? Where would you not find it but in the Four of Cups, the luxury? You know? Interesting. And doing all this research into Hecate, I found that Hecate is related to 3, 4, and 10. She's the triune goddess, the 4 elements, and she is the completion of the cycle. It's wild. Interesting. Okay. Let's now go to William Butler Yeats. Okay. Muses, what is the message from Yeats? Inspire us this evening. He always wept them on that day, for on that day they had been betrayed. He always wept them on that day, for on that day they had been betrayed. Makes me think again to this magic of the mourning, of the weeping. You know, in the story of Hecate and Persephone's abduction, she hears the cries of Persephone when she's abducted. And then she hears the cries of Demeter and decides to aid her. And listens for the cries of Persephone and is able to guide her into the underworld. So there's this deep magic in the cry. We know it's related to Hecate's name, Brimo, and Dionysus's name, Bromius. We know it's related to the Iaki, the cry that Dionysus makes, Iako, or to the cry of the Maenads, the Iwa, or the Ava, or the Eve, or the heave ho. Right? Interesting. Okay. Let us continue. Alexander Dumas, Three Musketeers. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Dumas? Inspire us this evening. The devil, said Athos, I would propose to you to stake Planchet, but as they had already been done, the Englishmen would not perhaps be willing. The devil, said Athos, I would propose to you to stake Planchet, but as that has already been done, the Englishmen would not perhaps be willing. Oh, wow. So this is recognizing your enemy, the devil, or recognizing that devil. I propose that you fight him or stake him and be done with him, but it may not go well. He wouldn't be willing. He wouldn't like that. Interesting. Okay. For our last sortes, we're going to go to Chapman's Homer, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Okay. Muses, what is the message from Homer? Inspire us this evening. But then a mighty oath he made me swear, not to report it to your royal ear before the 12th day either should appear. Or should you ask me when you heard him gone? But then a mighty oath he made me swear, not to report it to your royal ear before the 12th day either should appear, or should you ask me when you heard him gone? He made me swear an oath that he wouldn't tell me where you were for at least 12 days. Interesting. 12 days. To make an oath. All right. Interesting. Lots to think on. All right. We're now going to turn to our tarot proper. But before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm, and it's just a good blessing. It's good karma. Please, it would help me out. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, reach out to me, Snappy, ddts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. Just come hang out. We're always having a good time. I'd love to chat with you. All right. So we're going to use the Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to call down the power of Saturn Chronos and ask them to dissect our life, to cut it up and put it on the plate, to show us our interconnections in the present and ask, how do we rise above? How do we best move in flow? And how do we manifest our true will? And as always, the center card is the most important card. All right. Today's center is Prince of Wands. Prince of Wands. Intense energy, reckless energy. It's that young, outgoing energy directed toward the pursuit of lust, right? And the pursuit of inspiration and beauty. That reckless, youthful energy that just goes for it, that takes the risk and takes the leap, that is pursuing after their desire. So the question here is, are we showing up in this reckless mode? And what do we desire? What are we pursuing? What are we chasing? We're chasing after love, right? Beautiful. This is not necessarily negative energy, but it is reckless energy, right? And if it can be tamed and if it can be made thoughtful, if it can be refined through experience, it can be truly beautiful. And directed in that pursuit of love, this is kind of where this young person would wish to go. One of the things in which they are pursuing. Beautiful. Where is this going? Interesting. Knight of Swords energy. Wow. What I'm seeing here is that in order to pursue this love, This loving connection here, it's a connection between these two energies, right? That youthful, impassioned energy, that one who is out to discover, and that mature, outgoing, intellectual energy, the one who is in the active pursuit of wisdom. And I see here that there is a looking up, a mentorship, and it's a love, a passionate connection, right? Beautiful. Wow. A friendship potentially, you know? Beautiful. Where's this going? Oh, wow. The energy of the tower, right? That Aries energy, that ram coming in to knock everything down. That energy that comes and catches you off guard, that pulls the rug out from under you, that upsets your foundation and resets you back. Where's this coming from? We need to be at peace with this. Oh, this is intense energy of a reshuffling, of an ending, of a transformation. And it is catastrophic and painful. We must learn to be able to balance and accept it and ride with it. It's almost like this is an inevitability. This transformation is a painful ending, a painful collapse, and we must peacefully move through it. What's going on? It's relation to this building of the foundation, this four. We saw this four show up in the sorties as well, remember? Interesting. So we're seeing here it's about the pursuit and the creation of this, the building of this foundation. Okay, interesting. We have an upset here in our base. And we must learn to be at peace as this is a transformation. You know, the tower is an ending, but it is also a new beginning. Where's this going? We have the strife. Interesting. The collapse of this tower is coming from this conflict, this engagement, this reckless, passionate, and direct pursuit of it, you know, and connected to the Prince of Wands. These are intensely complementary energies and not in a good sense, you know. These are two energies that are going to reflect and compound upon each other. That youthful, reckless energy, engaging in conflict and in spite, breaking that balance of the four, pursuing, engaging, right? And that's what's leading to this collapse. Interesting. Let's continue. The pursuit of love. We have love showing up in two ways. We have it in its lesser form within the cups as that deep emotional connection, as that immediacy, that pursuit of that erotic engagement. And then we have love in its highest form, is that alchemical marriage, the coming together of the masculine and the feminine, the two others, whoever that other is for you, to form a unique third for the purposes of creation, right? Powerful, powerful energy. Where is that strife coming from, though? Cruelty. The Nine of Swords, that energy of overthinking, right? The energy of being defeatist and harmful to the self, right? Refusing to transform and to prevent your doing actions that are actually causing one harm. Being negative and seeing the worst about yourself and your situation, you know. The nine is overthinking to the point of its most extreme, right? The nine is the most powerful number in that Pythagorean system. And in those swords, this is our overthinking at its absolute worst, right? So this is worrying about all this strife, about all this conflict, about all this engagement, you know, and driving ourselves to the point of frustration, you know. And part of this conflict, it's a rise from this loving creation, this engagement, this friendship, this partnership. Wow, interesting. This is an interesting reading. I'm going to take a flip here and we're going to see the full spread. But before I do, Once again, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference, and I find it really helpful, and it's a good blessing, please. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, reach out, or if you'd like to come hang out on the Discord and say what's up, I'm Snappy or Lady Snappy. Everything is in the description below. Okay, let's take a look. All right, I'm just going to have a drink here. All right, so here is our full Saturn square. Let's start here. Wow. We need to be at peace as this love transitions from love into that profound creation, that alchemical marriage, that coming together, right? That willing, that, this is the love going through the cycles, growth, connection. And this is about being at peace and embracing this. This is kind of a faded growth, a faded connection as this love transforms and becomes this alchemical marriage. That's beautiful. Wow. Interesting. When we see here, the fall, this stress, this foundation is a result of this young person engaging in strife, engaging in conflict, fighting, being negative, trying to force this energy of pushing beyond one's boundaries, instigating, engaging in conflict, right? For the purposes of asserting their own will in a very reckless and immature fashion. Oof. Painful energy, but if you can continue with this 5, if you can refine it, if you can learn to rise above the strife, if you can learn to balance things in a mutual beneficial way with those around you, you can transform this strife into victory, right? The 6 is only one wand away. So there is a lot of potential for growth here. But we're seeing this strife is leading to conflict, upset, a collapse of the tower. Painful energy, right? That you need to accept and be at peace with. You brought it on yourself through this conflict. Interesting. When I look here at the Knight of Swords, that cruelty is from this overthinking, right? The Knight of Swords is that energy of that one who pursues wisdom, who moves out in the world and tries to share and teach and grow and expand, who tries to understand through action and perseverance and engagement. But with the 9, we're seeing that force is applied to the point of absurdity, to the point of that's introspection turned into the self, to the point where you're being your harshest judge possible, right? Painful. That outgoing energy of engagement is turned upon the self and is cruel and nasty. And it's a lot about it's relating to this building of the foundation. It's relating to manifesting and creating this and developing this. There's a lot of painful energy connected here with this. The building and the creation of something. Coming together of that family energy. There's a lot of cruelty and pain about manifesting this energy. Wow. Let's look at our crosses. The key to manifesting this power, to rising from this collapse of the tower. What I'm seeing here is that this tower energy, this is a past energy that you're trying to expand and build upon. Right? We need to be at peace with what happened in the past, that collapse, as you build and manifest this tower into the future, and you need to learn how to manifest it without conflict, but in that balance of victory, right? The pursuing of your will is a beautiful thing if you can do it in flow without engaging in fights with others, right? With balanced engagement. So this is about learning to respond and take the lessons from this fall to rise above and do what is necessary to evolve past this strife. What we're seeing here is this Knight of Swords has struggled to manifest this power, right? To manifest this power in the face of this tower. And the logic they're applying is turned into cruelty, right? They have made it impossible to build this tower or this Building of this tower has become something incredibly hard for them because they have overthought it to the point of absurdity. You know? Because they keep reflecting upon this tower of the past. But the tarot is clear. We must be at peace with this past. We must learn to accept our failures, reflect upon them, and rise above, right? But we're not just reflecting upon them and rising above. We're reflecting upon them to the point of self-harm. So now we need to see that. We need to see that what we're doing. We need to bring this cycle to a close. We need to come back to that peace. That no think makes me think of the Hermit card, which I drew, before I even began this reading this morning when I was thinking. And the Hermit is that energy of retreat and of coming to that balance. Often I talk about it as this inner reflection, but here it's not that inner reflection that's needed. It's this letting go and just listening to the body and learning to be at peace with everything. And sometimes it requires that silent sitting, not reflecting, just that silence, just that being in the body. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. How do we overcome that 9? Through this peace. We have to direct this energy, right? We're showing up as this immature, young, reckless energy and as this outgoing knight, but we need to be careful about this passionate recklessness. It's driving us and it's leading. It's fueling this cruelty. It's fueling this strife. We need to learn to balance this and be at peace. Be at peace with the past. Pursue love. See the lovers that are on the way. This is the big thing, right? Like, there's all this beauty coming in. The power is here. Even though we're upset about it and we're cruel to ourselves, we're manifesting this family. The love is coming in. The lovers is here. We're moving towards it. We're moving beyond this, right? There may be strife. There may be cruelty, but we can transform this through that peace, right? You just need to pursue the love. Pursue the lovers, right? Be mature. See the strife for what it is and rise above. Recognize that you're being cruel and learn to manifest this peace. And focus on this building of the power, right? Not on the collapse of the previous one, but on the building of the present one with this new love and connection. All right, everyone. That's the message. I hope it resonated with you. It certainly resonated with me. Thanks again for joining me. This was a lot of fun. And we're going to do one final sortes. And we're going to go back to Euripides, the 10 plays. Muses, what is the message from Euripides? What should we end our evening with today? Was it in a dream or face to face that he pressed you into service? Was it in a dream or face to face that he pressed you into service? What's the difference between the dream and the waking world? Lots to think on there. Is it a dream? Is it something you imagined? Or is this something that was asked of you? Are you in service? Lots to think of. All right, my friends, that's the message. Peace and love. Thank you for joining me. And I hope I'll see you again tomorrow for another live tarot session. Take care.